Welcome back to the Blazor Puzzle. I'm Carl Franklin from AppVNext, and that's Jeff Fritz from Microsoft. Hey, Jeff.
How'll do? Good to see you, Carl.
Good to see you. How's everything going post .NET Conf?
Post .NET Conf, post Dev Intersection. I'm slowly feeling the tension ease off on my neck and back because everything's done.
Nice.
We're in vacation mode with the family. Not even, it's staycation mode. So taking care of stuff around the house, the yard, those kinds of things.
Oh, those are the best.
Right.
We had a really good response from last week's puzzle, so let's jump right into it, shall we?
All right.
So this is a Blazor Web App with the global interactive mode set to server, and the onInitialize method is called twice. Now I didn't do anything other than create a new project, right? So let's see what happens when we run this. Yeah, there's one, and there's two, and so the question is why? So check this out. Let's go to AppRaiser, and you see render mode is set to interactive server. But do you remember in Blazor 7 and all of the other Blazors that you could set the mode to server pre-rendered or server without pre-rendering?
When you were hosting in ASP.NET Core with the server mode, yes, you can configure that pre-rendering for it.
Right. Well, we don't seem to have anything here. There isn't any interactive server pre-rendered render mode. However, there is this. Okay, you can create a new interactive server render mode object with pre-render set to false, and that is what you set your render mode to. It's not entirely intuitive, but it does work.
What you're describing here, though, is by default, there's a pre-rendering that's happening on the server.
That's right. Yeah. And it's just like with old Blazor server, pre-rendering was the default, right? Server pre-rendered. So there isn't any kind of intuitive way to know this unless you look at the documentation. So here we go. Let's run it again. Okay, that's one. And that's it. No pre-rendering. Now, of course, you might want pre-rendering, and in that case, you need to know that it's going to fire twice, and the same rules apply in .NET 8 as they did in .NET 7 and previous, that, if you want to save some state or, not have to do two database lookups, for example, on initialize, there's ways to do that, and, that hasn't really changed.
So the first time that we came in, when pre-rendering was turned on, you get the pre-rendered version of the page that also includes that JavaScript that activates server interactive mode for your browser and does the WebSocket connection and all that and hands you off to the interactive server mode.
Right.
So you go visit counter, and when you come back, you're still in interactive server mode. You're not getting a pre-rendered version. You're in server mode at that point, so it only runs once.
Right. And now that I've turned pre-rendering off, the very first time you see it, everything's already wired, everything's hooked up. There was no pre-rendering cycle. So why would you want pre-rendering, Jeff?
So this is great when you want to have optimizing for SEO. You have search engines and other automated interactions that are coming to your site that aren't going to connect to the WebSockets and get the interactivity happening. So search engines, the various cards that folks display on social media networks, it's an API that's just coming and looking for some HTML.
And here's the deal, like if your main page has no interactivity, that's really good. You should probably leave pre-rendering on because that way the search engine will be able to index it. You'll have better SEO. And now you just have to deal with that, with those events firing twice or those overrides being called twice.
And right, we're tiptoeing into discussing auto mode and some of the interesting things that happen when you leave it up to the browser and the web server to decide which one to render where.
Right.
So Carl, who's our big winner this week?
This week's winner is, drum roll please, Wesley DeLand.
Yeah, congratulations, Wesley.
And for having his correct answer chosen at random from all the correct answers we got, Wesley is going to win one of these, a Blazor Puzzle Mug, a coveted Blazor Puzzle Mug. And he will also win one of these, a Blazor Puzzle t-shirt.
Nice.
And if you'd like to win one, just pay attention and follow the instructions and send us your correct answers to the next puzzle, which is coming up right now.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is a .NET 8 Blazor Web App with interactive render mode set to server and the interactivity location set to per page or component. So I've added this form demo, and form demo has a form, an edit form.
Okay.
And just in case people don't know this, you get edit forms for free without having to have WebAssembly or a Blazor server circuit. So the whole interactivity between, with this valid submit, customers signed up and stuff, you get in a server-side rendered mode without any interactivity. All right?
Enhanced navigation on the static site rendering.
Yes. So I put a breakpoint in the customer signed up right here.
Okay.
I've got this new customer that I've supplied the parameters from the form, right? I've got a message that's getting showed to the end user. Remember, this happens without a circuit or anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
And here's my customer object. I got properties, and I have annotations for the requirements and all of that. And I've got a breakpoint right here. And let's see what message is after we run it once. So I'll go to form demo. I'll fill it out. Click sign up. So message the first time is an empty string and all that stuff, and we'll show it. Thank you, Carl. But what's going to happen the second time? If I hover over message, what do you think it's going to say?
It doesn't have a value.
It doesn't have a value. Now I set this. It's a private string variable, right? I set it. Why isn't it? Why did it forget? So that is the question. Why is this why no message for you?
Where'd it go? Where'd you move my message to, Carl?
Yeah. Where'd it go?
That feels like that might be a problem if we were doing some advanced validation and you wanted to, okay.
Yeah. Or have any kind of state, like where are my properties, right?
Right.
So that's the question. If you think you know the answer, do not publish it on social media, but instead send it to Jeff and me at this email address right here, blazorpuzzle@appvnext.com, with the subject puzzle number 16. And good luck.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Take care, friends.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.